Should we be doing anything?
Okay, I think we are live now. But let's see.
Yep. There we are.
Yes.
Should we be doing anything?
Okay. Okay, I think we are live. So I do not know if anybody is watching, but if you are, hello. We are live now.
You have to mute yours.
But let's see. There we go. Okay. Okay, we are live.
Yay!
Hello, everybody. I do not know. Yeah, I do not know if anybody is on, but we are here and in person.
Cool.
Let me make a tweet saying that we're live.
Okay. How do we see if there's like how does this live chat? Is that what I should be looking for?
Are you on the page?
Yeah.
Then there should be a live chat on the side.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Cool. It's just us hanging out.
Yes. Yeah, let me make a tweet.
Okay. Yeah, how do we see if anyone's even like watching? Oh, it says 3. Is someone there, out there? Someone liked it. Did you like it?
I did not like it, actually.
I'm gonna like it. No, I won't, because I just realized I am logged into my school account on YouTube. Could I like look up our live stream, like if I searched it on YouTube?
Probably.
Did you know there's a social disease song by Bon Jovi?
I did not know that.
I just
should that be our theme song?
We should. The social disease. First live stream. There we are. 5 are watching. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so I just made a tweet, so hopefully some people join. It looks like there are already some people here. So we're super excited. This is our first live stream ever. It's very, very DIY, doing it over Zoom. But yeah, so Bridget, what do you want to talk about with like Degrassi?
Okay, why don't we can go into oh no, it signed me out of my Google Doc. We're going to talk about not the worst relationships. We're going to talk about the gotcha moments, right?
Oh yeah. So like if you listen to our podcast episode from like a week or so ago, where we did like kind of top 10 list type of things that we did with our friend Eric. So like we weren't able to actually get to all the lists that we had originally planned on, which is pretty interesting because we recorded 4 hours if you listen. So if you listen to that, thanks, because that was some commitment.
It was.
But yeah, so there were a couple categories that we didn't actually get to, but that we originally planned for. But since it went for like 4 hours, we decided to just stop after top and worst characters and top and worst relationships.
Yes.
And so we were thinking, just to like get us started with our conversation, to just essentially do the other categories that we had planned. And one of those was the top it goes there moments.
Yes. And also, if you're there and watching, and I think you can communicate using the chat.
Yeah.
So like feel free to comment or whatever while we're talking, and we can totally talk about whatever you want to. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is fun. Okay.
Well, because like if it's just us talking, that's just basically another podcast episode, which that's fine. But like
Yeah.
we kind of want to engage with people, and that's kind of why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Because especially for me, I don't think Bridget, you like go on Degrassi Twitter very much.
Hey, that's not true.
Oh, really?
I
Well,
just
I
don't
like
tweet.
I lurk on the Degrassi Twitter every now and then. Um,
Oh, Seth, let's go. I see it.
yes. Oh, that's my friend from college.
Oh, hi,
Hello,
friend.
Seth. But what was I saying?
The Degrassi Twitter.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I lurk on Degrassi Twitter. I don't engage too much. I like a lot of things, but I don't like put out my own thoughts. But like there's so many controversial thoughts. Maybe not controversial, but just interesting thoughts that I see.
Yeah, I just saw one today that was talking about how Spinner acting up lines up with when his dad died. And I was like, did Spinner's dad die? And I just like didn't know.
Well, so yeah, with Spinner's dad, like when he gets cancer in season 7, he talks about how his dad died of the same like illness.
Oh,
Um,
did
but
they
I
like
think
a timeline?
yeah, but I think in like season 1 he says that his dad is like good and alive or something like that.
Ooh,
So
interesting.
like it must be that like his dad died off screen at some point that we didn't actually hear about.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
so that's actually kind of interesting. I actually never heard that before.
Oh, let's see. Oh, hi, Monica and Tara. Seth has an actual question. Did you see that?
No, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between like 20 different tabs.
He says, "How messy is Degrassi Twitter?"
Oh, that's a loaded question. Okay, Degrassi Twitter, like I said, I kind of just lurk, so I don't really engage too much. But I have seen some fights happen, which is interesting.
What do they fight about?
I feel like some people are not super big fans of like certain characters, or like I know some people specifically with Katie,
Mhm.
they don't support anything that Katie does because of what she may or may not have done with Drew, right?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So people are like, oh, if you like Katie, you're an awful person. I know some people kind of hold that opinion.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, there's kind of things like that, um, that people just kind of get some spicy sometimes.
Spicy. Yes. Good word there.
Yeah. So Degrassi is all about love. So I don't think people need to fight necessarily, but it is not going to lie, a bit entertaining when it does happen.
Yeah, I believe it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I also don't know because like my top five it goes there moments are like kind of spicy.
Oh, okay. So do you want to kind of start that discussion?
Yeah, we can start it. I don't know how much we can go into detail about certain stuff, but because there's some I feel like trigger warning topics that might come up. My like number five though is like Manny getting pregnant and getting an abortion.
That's definitely up there. Is it on my list? I actually haven't looked at my list in a while.
I don't know.
Uh,
You have to go look.
okay. It is not on my list,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, I definitely agree that it's like one of the most it goes there moments in the series.
Seth said nothing better than a Twitter fight, by the way.
Exactly.
Love it.
Oh, literally, I don't want to go into personal details, but you remember all the Twitter fights in high school?
Some of them like I feel like still want to go on, but they don't. There's definitely some subs. I've gotten to the point in my life where I just block people I don't want to see anymore.
I just don't follow people.
I know, but Twitter now has everyone like pop up even if you don't want to
Oh
see.
yeah, you see like, oh, this person liked this tweet.
Yeah. So ridiculous. But yeah, my number 5 moment is Manny getting pregnant and then Manny getting the abortion because scandalous. Also, she was like what, 14?
Mhm.
It was insane.
Yeah, it was definitely because it was I guess not counting Spike, it was the first pregnancy in the next generation.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Well, wasn't there another character in junior high
well, yeah,
that
there was Spike in junior high, and
was
then
one of the twins?
Erica, yeah,
Okay.
Erica, one of the twins, got pregnant and also had an abortion. And then also Tessa in junior high. Do you remember that from the movie?
Oh my God, I forgot about her.
Yeah, with Tessa, it was like she was having an affair with Joey, and then she got pregnant and then had an abortion as well.
Wait, did you? I caught this during I was watching season 4 and who was who was planning the wedding with Joey? Why am I blanking? Oh my
What
God.
wedding?
I don't know if she was planning a wedding, but Caitlin, Ryan, and when Joey and her were together towards the end of the season before she like hooked up or whatever they did with uh
Kevin
the
Smith.
yeah. She was like planning something. I feel like it could have been a wedding with Joey, but she was
Oh,
like,
right. Because in that Kevin Smith episode, isn't it like Caitlyn kisses Kevin Smith and then proposes to Joey right afterwards?
yes, okay, yep. And then she's like planning and going through like a list, and she was like, I'm not calling Tessa Campanelli. And then like Joey walks in and is like, what are you guys doing?
Oh, right. They make so many references to Tessa in the next generation that I didn't notice because I didn't know who Tessa was before I watched Junior High.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I watched it and it's funny because I didn't think she would be like a super important character because like the show didn't continue. But yeah, she really does come up a lot.
Yeah, because I think when Craig has the whole love triangle, Joey is like, I did the same thing to Caitlyn once with Tessa Campanelli.
Yeah, like Joey, like Craig,
Yes.
literally. Like, actually, it's like
Well,
pretty
yeah.
similar now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, yeah, it is. I think that was purposeful that like they kind of had similar love triangles
Wow, I feel dumb that I didn't connect that till literally the second.
because both Tessa and Manny also have an abortion.
What? That's nuts.
Yeah, and
It's Degrassi. I
wasn't
see.
there was a junior high episode too where Joey stole a car, similar to how Craig steals Joey's car.
Oh wait, sorry. I'm reading what Seth said. I'm not up to date on my Degrassi lore, but I remember the spicy moment when a girl got pregnant and just pretended she wasn't for 5 months. Jenna.
Jenna.
Oh, that was a good one. Good job, Seth, for remembering that.
Yeah, that also low key happened with Liberty too.
Yes, but like, I don't know. Jenna just annoyed me on a whole other level. So I was,
Yeah. Well, I think I said this during our Jenna episode that like kind of with all the pregnancies on Degrassi, they kind of need to go out of their way so that the character doesn't have an abortion.
yeah. Yeah, which the 5 months thing makes sense. Like Liberty, I feel like wouldn't have had an abortion anyway. Um, just she just doesn't seem like somebody who would. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could see that. But also Liberty did a similar thing where she's like, she didn't tell anybody until it was too late to really have that discussion.
Yes. Yeah. No, you're right. I also feel like Liberty would be someone who's like, I could totally just handle this on my own. I don't need anything. Which like she kind of was like that.
Yeah. I'm really excited to talk about Liberty with season 5 because she was really shafted with her whole pregnancy storyline.
Season 5 sounds like it's just gonna be a hot mess.
It kind of is. I mean, but isn't every season?
Yeah, so I feel like season 4 was like a oh no. What am I saying? I'm literally not going to say that it was a little more calm. There's a
Yeah.
what was I about? Forget it.
But yeah,
Or
pregnancies on Degrassi, definitely interesting. Oh, and Seth said, didn't Eli and Claire find out their parents were dating? No, that was Claire and Jake.
we do have a few where parents do date. Peter's mom dates, well, she doesn't date Emma's dad. They do like make out
Yeah.
while Peter and Emma are dating. So there's that awkward part. But yeah, Jake and Claire are step siblings and dating, and then their parents get together, but they continue dating. So
Yeah,
we
that's
love
really
a
cool.
good incest plot on Degrassi.
Declan and Fiona were the blueprints.
I don't even want to talk about that. When incest is like a whole other thing that is unnecessary.
Yeah, and also, if you remember the Degrassi nudes plot line,
I don't want to, but
oh.
yeah.
Well,
Yep.
it's low key implied that Frankie sent a nude to Hunter.
No, it's not.
I think it's low key implied that happened.
All right. Well, we'll get there eventually, I guess. We're gonna have to do that whole thing too. Stop it, step bro. I hate this. Thanks, Seth.
Oh, bad porn. Gotta love it.
Oh my God. Okay. So I guess just Degrassi pregnancies as a whole is really just a it goes there moment. Because like I don't know, in our high school, teen pregnancy wasn't super common. Like, or at least like it nobody that I know of was pregnant and had a child while we were in high school.
Yeah. So if anybody did get pregnant, it must have been an abortion.
Tara says high key implied about the nudes.
I mean, yeah, it really was. Like, I think that whole scene is framed like Frankie like is insecure, but Zoe kind of forced her to take some nudes. And then like Frankie then walks into Hunter's room and you could see him opening a Snapchat. So like Frankie just sent one and Hunter just received one.
This is disgusting. Hunter's already the creepiest character, and now they're sending that whole family is strange. I don't want to get involved in
Well,
it.
it wasn't purposeful on either of their parts, but I think it still happened.
Well, of course, Hunter would get a Snapchat from his sister and like not like he wouldn't assume it was nudes, but like also who sent it? Did Zoe send the pictures up?
No, Degrassi Nudes was like anonymous.
Oh no.
So like Hunter purposefully paid for nudes,
Of course he did.
and then Frankie sent one,
Gotcha.
but neither of them knew they were sending it to the other person.
I think that that whole plot was so illegal. Like
No, literally,
it was like a child porn ring.
it was.
And we just like were like, haha.
Well, because apparently it kind of actually happened at some high school.
No way.
Not the exact type of thing, but something similar. Because like one of my friends at school, like that was her high school that it happened at.
Wait, oh no way.
Yeah, so there was like a literal like child pornography ring at some high school like 10 years ago or so.
Wow. Okay, but I feel like they should have addressed how like super illegal and like I don't know. I'll have to rewatch it because I don't remember how it ends.
Yeah. Like Zoe, I think was supposed to have a court date for that, for being the orchestrator of it all, but then they had to switch to Netflix, so they couldn't really like imagine like, oh, I'm gonna watch this new Netflix series. This looks fun. And then they're like, this brand new character that I've never seen before is on trial for child porn. I don't think that would have worked out very well.
I think that she would have had to go to prison. How would you have gotten out of that one?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad they didn't bring it back because that was just a whole mess.
I don't know what they I feel like they like throw ideas sometimes and then they're just like, we don't know how it's gonna end, but like hope for the best.
Mhm.
Oh, yes, Seth. Degrassi does capture the pure essence of high school drama.
That's why we love it.
That is exactly why we love it. Okay. Give me one of yours off of your list.
Oh, okay. My number 5 was Vegas Night.
Oh, iconic.
Yeah. Like I feel like with Vegas Night in particular, like that was right before I first started watching Degrassi. So like
Mhm.
that was the whole boiling point season. And that was right before I started watching the show. But everybody on Facebook would like post on Facebook about the new episode because it was before Twitter time. So that's where people like posted all their random thoughts.
Yeah, I know. I look through my Facebook memories and I'm like, Bridget is bored. Is bored. Anybody like TTYL text later, bored.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So like people that whole summer of the boiling point would like post their thoughts about the new Degrassi episode, and they were like, "Oh my God, who's Eli? He's so cute. I love him." And then I remember there was like 20 people like started freaking the fuck out in the Vegas night episode because Eli almost got stabbed,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
also
that was like scary.
yeah, and also like literally everything else in that episode with like Drew cheating on Allie with Bianca, then Allie almost prostituting herself, and then the striptease
Yep.
in with Holly J and Sam. So it's just so much. Like so that was like kind of was like okay, I need to watch this show now. So I'm like okay, I Vegas Night is it.
That's I'm surprised you didn't watch it like any earlier. Like you didn't watch any seasons with like Peter in it?
Nope. I part of that I think was because I didn't have um T Nick at the time.
Oh.
But then
Okay.
but then my family like changed our cable subscriptions or whatever, so then I finally got the channel.
So like in real life, I watched Degrassi before you did.
Yes, like do you remember we were talking in like at camp? um
What, like 12 years ago?
yeah, we were talking at camp, and I was like, oh, what's this Degrassi show, because I knew that you watched it.
I'm sorry, I don't remember that exactly. I think I was too caught up in you writing "if you seek Amy" on everything at the
Oh my god.
time.
Oh, throwback.
Okay, looking at the chat really quick. Tara says nothing happened to her. True
Yeah,
about
probably with
Zoe.
Zoe, right?
Yeah. Um, Seth says Eli, Claire, and Adam got my interest. Adam did start to crack my egg. What does that mean?
Well, uh Seth is trans,
Oh,
so I'm assuming that's what he meant. That like Adam was kind of the gateway.
gotcha. Oh, that's a cool way to say that. Okay. I
Yeah,
was like,
and I'm not gonna say where, but Adam is on my it goes there list.
interesting. Okay. Um, did you want to? Sorry, we can keep talking about Vegas night.
Yeah. Um, I guess I also put it on my list just because everything in the boiling point was leading up to that.
Hmm.
And then they like I feel like it's kind of the biggest cliffhanger I feel in Degrassi, where like at the end of the episode, Simpson is like, when you come back, you won't recognize this school at all.
I loved that. I was like, Simpson, bring in the drama. We love
Yeah.
it when
So
Simpson does his job.
yeah, and then all that pretty much happened was they had uniforms and metal detectors. And that's really it.
I mean, the uniforms were like kind of a big deal, I would say.
Yeah, they were for a while.
Oh wait, I'm looking at the chat. It looks like we have another one. I was into Next Gen season 1 through 3, then season 4 I went to college. Season 7 and 8, then really not really into it. Pat for 6 more seasons, then passing. Yeah, there's like just so many seasons of Degrassi that you can like just like tune in and out of. I feel like it just really depends on which characters stick with you and what plots you find the most interesting. Like the Netflix really didn't do it for me, I'll be honest.
Yeah, like my favorite era is like the boiling point through the end of season 12, which that would be season 10 to 12. I
Mm-hmm.
think I think it's pretty common that like the group of characters that you initially watched and that you grew up with is always going to be your favorite.
Yeah,
I
that
feel
makes
like that's
sense.
pretty common. That's pretty common. So it makes sense that like you don't relate to next class because like you were in college already when it was airing.
Yeah, and it's just some of the things I'm like, do they know what teenagers actually do? Because I love like their intro with them like hashtag, and I'm like, did people really use hashtags that much? And I just like didn't know.
Yeah. But that's also kind of like why Degrassi is so great that it kind of adapts with the times.
Hmm.
And that's why we need a reboot so
Yes,
that like Gen Z could still have their own era of Degrassi to grow up with.
absolutely. And then how fun would it be to make podcast episodes like the day after the episode comes out? Like we could just talk about it. Oh, it would be so nice. Who wants to write letters? Should we all write letters?
Well, literally everybody and their mother keeps teasing a reboot. Like Steven Stone tweeted out a smiley face like a couple weeks ago, and then like
Stop it.
some other people are like, "Ooh, something might be happening soon." And it's like, "What? Just tell me what."
What is it? Oh wait, sorry. I'm reading more of from Cutter Historical. Vegas Night brought in zero extracurriculars until yeah, Shantae got Snake's attention with the post-its. I think we
Oh
talked
yeah.
about that. That was like her only plot.
Yeah. It was I think it was her second plot because she had a plot about dating Danny before season 10. But
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
that was one of Shantae's one and only plots.
Yep. I mean, like it was a good one. It was necessary because it was something that people were like, we need to do something at school. This sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, Vegas Night number 5, just for like how iconic it is.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. My number 4 on the list of it goes there is Emma meeting her dad. I think like that was just one of the most like iconic like I like you said, you're like it had to have happened. But I going into it not having watched, Degrassi Junior High or High, like it was just such an insane plot twist that I did not expect. And I don't know. It just like was something that stuck with me forever.
Yeah. It's definitely a big moment. Um because it's really like the only plot, I guess, besides the reunion in the very first episode that like explicitly links to junior high.
Hmm.
Because even though like Snake and Spike and Joey are around and such, there's not much that they do with them that relates to like their what they did in junior high. I guess
Yeah.
Joey and Caitlin get back together, but none of their plots in the next generation are super good. So
Oh yes. Oh yes. Someone said Father Figure season 3 is the episode.
yes.
Yes. Yeah, that one was just it was just so good. I mean, like we talked about it. The representation not so good.
Yeah.
But they like easily could have just not done it and we just never would have known about Emma's father unless we like had watched it, but they went there.
Mhm.
So that's why I picked that one.
Yes. It's just so much when like Shane is destroying Emma's house while Spike is literally going into labor.
Yep, it was so scary. And like the whole episode was just like done well because I feel like they were almost not gonna go, and then Emma was like, "Well, my mom didn't pick up, so I guess I'll just go home." And it was just like, "Oh my God, is somebody gonna be there and help or not?" Like it was just very well done,
Yeah.
built up. Oh, so good.
Yeah. And I agree with what Cutter said that like they had to do it. Like they had to link Emma and her parent and her literal father back at some point
Yeah.
with keeping Emma on for literally 9 years. So
Yep. Yeah. Honestly, she's on for a long time. I'm surprised that she technically doesn't have more episodes than Claire.
well, because Claire was on for the 40 episode seasons.
Okay. That's so true. Yes, you're right. Because the episodes do go into like 40
I
episodes.
wonder, I wonder what the difference is. Let's go to the handy dandy Degrassi wiki
The differences between what?
between their episode counts.
Oh, it's got to be a lot since there was double. Well, no, actually, because if she was in 9 seasons and Claire was in, I don't know how many.
Claire was okay. Claire first appeared as Darcy's sister for season 6 and 7,
Yes.
but then she was a main character starting with season 8.
Okay.
So if you count just when she was a main character, that's 8 to 14. So that's 7 seasons.
Ooh.
But then I guess when she was first introduced in season 6, that would bring it up to 9, same as Emma.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, what it says Emma has 125 episodes.
Wow.
And then Claire has 181.
Oof.
So
Okay.
like 60 more almost.
Wow. That's insane. Oh, Tara has a question. She wants to know if they talk about the baby that Simpson has after Connor ends up living with Simpson. I forgot about that.
Oh, baby Jack.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they show Connor actually living with Simpson after like season 9.
They show him in the basement at some point, right? Because doesn't like Casey go over there to like get him?
Yeah, and that's also the vibrator plot.
Stop. There you go, Tara. That's enough for me.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure actually Jack is in the Spinner wedding episode. I'm
I'll
pretty
have
sure.
to look out for him. How cute is that?
Yeah, so I think that's probably his last appearance because I don't think Spike shows up after that.
Okay.
And then I don't think we see Connor actually physically living at the Simpson house after the wedding episode.
I honestly don't know why they did that. What was the point?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, because Connor sticks around for forever,
Hmm.
but they don't really do much with him. Like, they have him date Jenna, and then they're like, okay, he's dating Jenna until the end of time.
Let's see. Claire has that many episodes because season 10 and 11 had many episodes, like
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, like the 42 episodes a season.
yeah.
That was remember, I would have to like, so when we're preparing for an episode or like to film a podcast episode, we like rewatch the season. But Jasper gave me the brilliant idea. Like we were probably already a few seasons in when he was like, just fast forward the episode and watch the plots for the characters we're doing instead of me watching 40 episodes every week over and over. He's like literally just fast forward. I'm like, right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, because I was doing that last night because I was rewatching some episodes for our next podcast episode. And like it was one of the Craig episodes. And I was like, I do not want to watch through this a third time. I hate Craig. So I was like, okay, we're just zooming to the JT and Liberty plot.
Yes. Okay. Also, shout out to Amanda. I went to college with her. Hey, Amanda. She said Jack is the main character for the reboot.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty popular opinion, I feel.
I didn't even, would the age line up though?
So it would have, I think a few years ago.
Oh,
So I think it technically is he would be in high school now.
okay.
Um, but he wouldn't be like the freshman character.
What about Dallas's kid?
Oh,
The
I'd
one they
have to do
mentioned like twice.
I'd have to do the math on that, but also Degrassi is not a stranger to just retconning people's ages. So
True. Like, look at Angela too. They just turned her into a completely different character.
yeah. Yeah. So I feel like if I don't know what they're going to do, but I think they might just retcon Jack's birth year and be like, okay, he's the freshman of the reboot series.
I would love that. I think that would work really well.
Yeah. But also they would need to like I can only suspend my disbelief for so much. Let's say it takes like 5 more years to do the reboot, and they're like, yeah, Jack is a freshman in like 2025. When he was
Well, okay.
when he was born, I think that episode he was born was in 2003. So it's like, so his episode where he was born was 22 years ago, and he's a freshman in high school. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think they'll have to find a different character. Maybe they'll pull like Mia's kid back or something. I don't know. But like someone, so maybe like Emma and Spinner had a kid.
Yeah, that's another popular thought. Like
I
Emma and
like that.
Spinner. People are. I've seen a lot of people be like, JT and Liberty and their kid should go to Degrassi, then be like, ooh, let's look for my adopted parent or my birth parents, and then find out that JT's dead. Kind of similar to the Emma plot where she finds out that Shane is disabled.
Okay. I don't really like that one that much, but if they whatever, I'll settle for literally anything at this point. So I'll stick it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Emma and Shane were my number 4 in the they went there moments. So what was yours?
Um. Ooh, this fits well into our next podcast episode.
Okay.
So my number 4 is Paige triumphs morally over Dean, her rapist, and trashes his car.
Oh, mine's okay. I have Paige on my list too, so we could just talk about her.
For the same thing.
Her specifically is just like her in the court case and everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's going to be our next podcast episode. So watch out for that if you're interested.
Yes.
But yeah, I just think it's such a good plot. Like they brought back something that you probably forgot about in between season 2 and season 3, which is really cool. And it's just like Paige loses her trial, which sucks, but it also is true to life, which is unfortunate, but it's still kind of a good thing to show how the justice system sucks.
Yeah, 100%.
But then just seeing her first trash his car, that is such a badass moment. I love that for her. But then when she kind of like takes ownership of the fact that she did that and turns herself into the police, and then she kind of tells off Dean, like, yeah, I can recognize when I did something wrong. Maybe you should try it sometime. And I was like, yes, Paige, get him.
I loved that scene when she was like outside, she's like, I'm going in. And then just he was like, when she was the one who was like, I crashed your car, haha. Like it was so ugh.
Yeah, Dean is such an asshole. Like I wish I could beat him up and trash his car myself.
I love that. Loved it.
Well, yeah, because I think Lauren Collins, who plays Paige, also, I think she said that that was her favorite episode to film in her whole time on the show, which I totally get. Like, how often are you allowed to trash a car?
I know, and also I feel like it just sets the tone for how annoying Spinner is after that, because like Spinner treats her so poorly and like he shouldn't have. I mean, obviously, like it sucks that she crashed your car, but it really just shows like the maturity level of him is like 0.
Yeah. Poor Spinner. Well, it's possible he was going through some shit with his dad dying of cancer during that time.
Why didn't tell us? so I can feel sympathy.
Yeah, I watched the episode where he tells Jimmy that he basically sicked Rick on him last night. And I was like, wow, what an episode, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch some tomorrow. Too bad we're losing an hour. Also, shout out to Spinner Forever. Like how they just commented, "Love your pod, guys. Much love from us at Spinner Forever."
Oh,
sorry, I was just totally bashing Spinner. Forgive me.
No, Spinner Forever is awesome. I've listened to some of their episodes. They're so fun.
Hey, if you ever want to collab.
But so even though, yeah, Spinner was trash in season 4, but also he has the best redemption arc in the whole series. So
We'll have to do a redemption arc like feature, I think, like a little mini episode of just like characters who really turned it around. Bianca,
yes.
100% on that list. Spinner's on that list. I will never put Jay on that list. Sorry. No way. He doesn't even get to be like in the same room. Like, no.
Oh no. Alex, though, I think Alex deserves to be on there, but we'll have to talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Should I do my number 3?
Go for it.
Okay. This is a specific scene, but this is about Terry and Craig after Craig's dad died. I
Mhm.
thought that scene was like, it was just so sad and like so important that Craig found somebody who like went through the same thing, kind of. Even though
Right.
Raditch was just like did like a 180 out of there. He was like, nope. I don't know, it just like stuck with me. I was like, that was just like a good scene that Degrassi pulled together.
Yeah, it was a good scene. Justice for Terry.
I think like Craig's dad altogether could be its own, like it went there. But
Yeah, I think I have Craig and his dad on my honorable mentions. Yeah, he's on my honorable mentions.
okay. Yeah, they were pretty intense. Where are you going?
Oh, I had to unplug my computer.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, no, Craig and Terry's little, which like stunk the when Terry had to leave. I was like, okay, or just I guess almost died, but went in a coma and then came back. So
Mhm.
season 2 finale. Yeah, season 2 finale is what I was talking about. Thank you. Cutter Historical's like on it.
Yeah, I might be mistaken, but Cutter Historical or you Cutter Gaki on Reddit because I've seen your posts. They're pretty interesting.
Crossover. But yeah, Craig's dad, just everything. Everything all together about Craig is just like it goes there.
Well, in my opinion, Craig is only a likable person in season 2. After that, all the way downhill.
No, I'll still stick to because I was talking to Teresa when she came on, about Craig again, and I was like, no, like I think Craig's like outside of relationship issues, like he's not the worst. Like remember we didn't talk about this a lot, but like him being there for Marco in season 4, like we might talk about it with Marco, and Marco kisses Craig, and he's like, what? When in doubt, kiss Craig. I was like, nice.
Mhm.
Oh, you were right about the Reddit.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've seen some of your posts.
Yeah. Yeah, Raditch does tell everyone to give Craig space, but also Raditch like goes to check on Craig and then sees like Terry's there and just like runs away because he's the worst principal in America. Canada, sorry.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about that when just watching the shooting episodes because I was kind of split. Well, like Raditch obviously fucked up with the whole shooting scenario, but in terms of Raditch as a character, like the fact that he was in junior high and then they just kind of unceremoniously fire him,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how I felt about that.
I mean, like they fired him because he did a shitty job with the shooting,
Well,
right?
yeah, like he deserved to be fired based on like the whole situation, of course. But in terms of treating a character who has been on the show for over a decade, you know?
Oh, yeah, I guess they needed like a way out that like I mean he could have retired. I guess they could have been kind to him, but I think just so many things have been like slide at Degrassi that they needed to change it, I guess. I don't know.
Mhm.
But yes. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comment too. Never bothered to change it for Degrassi Wiki. Hey, whatever. Whatever works for you.
Cool. Yeah, I've had the same username for like over a year. All right, 10 years.
10 over a year. Sorry, 10 whole years. Oh, that's funny. Okay. What other one do you have?
Okay, my number three. Okay, this goes back to Seth. So for my number three, I just have Adam and Yael as trans main teenager characters, and just how groundbreaking that is. Like with Adam, that was in 2010 when like trans issues weren't really as big as they are now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yael, that was either 2016 or 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And Yael being like non-binary or gender fluid, or I forget the term that they used for themselves, but just the fact that they're kind of having that representation is just so important. I feel, particularly more for Adam. I think Yael would be more important if, of course, as we always say, if the show continued. But yeah, just how groundbreaking these characters are and like what they mean for media in general.
Yeah, and I think that it obviously like it needs to be way more common because I work in a high school and there's not only one student who is like, well, maybe no, there are so many kids now that feel comfortable enough to express themselves that like Degrassi should come back and show some of those character representation on TV because where is it otherwise for these kids? You know, even though Degrassi's like it's just one show, but like not a lot of shows do it, I feel like.
Yeah, I actually haven't thought about that. Like, what other main teen TV shows are popular right now? Like, there's Riverdale. Riverdale
Yeah.
has Riverdale doesn't have any trans characters. There was 13 Reasons Why that didn't have any trans characters.
Oh, 13 Reasons Why is a
Uh,
whole other thing.
yeah, and then Ginny and Georgia just came out, and that only has some lesbians.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what else is popular. Oh, I don't. Oh, I think I haven't watched Euphoria, but I feel like I've heard Euphoria has some trans characters.
Okay. Yeah, I
I'm
guess
not
it's also
positive.
true. Like, do we watch? I also like talk to kids because I was like, "What's your favorite TV show?" Like, I'm looking for shows to watch, and not a lot of them even watch TV. They're kind of like, I don't really like TV. I watch YouTube or like, yes, Seth, Riverdale. I don't know if that UGG is a good or a bad one, but if it's bad, I agree.
No, I still watch Riverdale.
So you
It's
don't.
it's fun, but it's like stupid fun, you know?
Okay, I had to quit after this is not Degrassi related. I had to quit after the scene with um when she had to pole dance to get into a gang.
Oh my god, that was so bad.
I was like, this is enough. This is enough for me. Oh, okay. So we got a new comment. Erin Rose, she says that Euphoria does have an amazing trans character. Okay. Thank you, Erin.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
Glee, duh. But
well,
like also
Glee.
Glee wasn't really, I mean, like if you rewatch it on Netflix.
Well, yeah, Glee's been dead for like 6 years now. But yeah, Glee did have trans characters. I definitely did not like how they handled Unique or
Hmm.
um Coach Beast. I did not like how they handled either of those trans storylines.
No.
Um, but then um, Pretty Little Liars did have a trans character, but they made her the villain. They made her A, which is pretty problematic too.
Okay, concept. We do a side podcast on Riverdale. Blow up
Mm,
the chat if you're feeling it.
I don't know if I want to necessarily rewatch Riverdale. Maybe season one, because season one was genuinely good.
Also, not Rachel says Frankie, Esme, and Sav are on Ginny and Georgia. Yes, Jasper has been well, have you been watching it? Because
Yeah,
you
I
did.
finished it. I finished it.
Okay, so I haven't watched it yet. Sorry, I'm currently in 90 Day Fiance. Um, but I will get there. But I did hear that they were on it, so that is
Yes.
really gonna draw me into watching it.
Yes, and also on Ginny and Georgia is what's it called? It has Arlene from Degrassi, who was Hunter's like anime friend until she disappeared.
Okay. And also, didn't you say someone Eli's mom?
Oh yeah, Eli's mom too, but she's more popular from Schitt's Creek now than Degrassi. So
Yes, yes, you're right. Also, we have 2 yeses to the Riverdale podcast, so we might have to consider this.
I might have to use my veto power, but we'll see.
I know. What are we gonna do if we run out of Degrassi? I don't know. Let's not think of it.
Yeah, we can never stop. There's too much about Degrassi.
Um, okay. Sorry, we got so off topic. What were we even talking about?
Well, we were talking
Oh,
about
Adam.
Adam and Yael, and then we got into a conversation about trans characters in media,
Yes.
which that's a good conversation to have.
100%. Yeah. And I think if Degrassi came back, they are at this point where like they don't need the character's entire like plot to just be around their sexuality or like what they identify as. I feel like we can finally move into like giving them more plots as well. Like
Yes.
at this point, because like Adam, it took a really long time to like grow and then he dies. And then the same with I don't want to say their name wrong yet. Yale.
Yael.
Yeah. The show ended. So like there wasn't much for them either. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
definitely need more.
Yeah. My number 2 on my list was Paige. So what else do you have?
Love that. Okay. So I guess for this one, trigger warning for sexual assault and rape and stuff. But my number 2 is when Darcy was groupie raped, and then everything that happened with her after that.
That was so rough. That was so sad. And like when I was watching it, I don't think I really understood like what was going on because I was like younger and I was like, why is she acting like this? Because I didn't understand what like had happened. But rewatching it as like, I don't know, it was really that was one of the tougher ones to watch.
Yeah, because she really like spirals the whole season, and it's like
Mhm.
so sad.
That was so sad. Darcy. I know. And then she just disappears. But I guess like eventually all characters leave, so I can't be like this.
Yeah, well, at least with Darcy, they said, "Oh, she's gonna come back from Africa," but then she never did.
No. I don't know if it was for the best or not. Like, I don't know what they would have done with her, but
Well, because I guess the biggest criticism with that isn't necessarily that Darcy never came back. It's the fact that Darcy never came back when all of this shit was happening to Claire and the family.
yes,
So
you're
it's
right.
specifically the fact that all this family stuff is happening to Claire and Darcy is nowhere to be seen that I
Hmm.
think is the bigger complaint.
Okay. Yeah, no, I totally could agree with that.
Yeah, because what is it? Claire's parents get divorced. Claire's mom gets remarried, and Darcy has a new stepbrother that she's never met.
She's still in, like, is she supposed to be still in South Africa at this time?
Well, they never say what happens to her. Like they just say she's in Africa, then they never mention her again. Really,
Oh, did I make up South? I don't know if I made
I
up
think she
South.
was going to Kenya.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I guess she just disappeared and then never came back. Yeah.
Yeah, which like I wish she had come back. Like because I just love those continuity type of things. Like when Katie came back for Maya a couple times, I loved that.
Yes, yes. They did what they should have done with Darcy and Claire, but they did it with Katie and Maya.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but Claire does go through more than Maya. I feel because Claire literally gets cancer and literally gets pregnant and has a miscarriage.
They're like, what traumatic thing can happen to Claire this season? Let's pick two. And then they just do it.
Exactly. Oh, Claire.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I mean, like, if we're on my number one, it just like
Wait,
is
do you want to do honorable mentions first
I
for the
don't
good
have any.
media?
I didn't make any
Oh, you
honorable
don't?
mentions.
Okay.
What do you have?
Well, my honorable mentions were the school shooting, Claire's miscarriage,
Hmm.
Craig's abusive dad, which I already said, and then also in next class when Goldie and Rasha kind of have a discussion about what being Muslim means for them, which I thought when I first watched that I was like so like wow, like they really went there, like because I feel like Muslim representation is also very poor in the media. So the fact that they had two Muslim women, one of them being a Muslim lesbian for one thing, just kind of talking about what being Muslim meant for them. Like Goldie wore the hijab, and then Rasha decided that wasn't for her. Um, so yeah, I just thought that was a really powerful episode.
I honestly I don't remember, and I feel like I'm the worst. Like I'm trying to think of I might not have like I watched it like so long ago. At this point it's been 2 years, so I do not remember. But I'm sure if you say it is iconic, then I would add it to the list as well.
Okay,
Um
Cutter wrote a whole essay. Let me read through it real quick.
I know I was just looking at like, wait, let's just take a look real quick. Yeah, why don't you, do you want to read it?
See. So this is about Darcy. It was crazy that she tried to off herself twice in the shower and almost off the roof. Then she didn't want to be ostracized from the Christian community and she blamed Simpson because she's scared. And then she doesn't want to tell her parents about what happened. And then with Peter's help, she comes around. And I don't know if Darcy went to Kenya on her choice or her parents. I think it was her choice. She was like doing some like not missionary work, but like kind of how people go to Africa to like build houses, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Darcy's storyline, very, very important, very traumatic, very sad. But she gets through it and goes to Africa.
She does. She does get through it. Oh, Darcy.
Okay. So what was your number one?
I mean, like, I have to put Cam on here,
Oh,
right?
oh, me too. Well, what specifically with Cam? Because I have some other smaller details.
I mean, just like trigger warning, we're gonna be
Oh yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
of course.
Cam's suicide. Just like the whole situation, just like how they led up to it, the signs that were there, and just like the whole thing, like the aftermath. Like I want to just like be like and Maya too. Like I should have just put Maya as number one. I don't know. But like just the way that the whole thing played out, they did not miss. Like they did not miss a single thing with it. And like it's just something that they easily could have fucked up, but they didn't.
Yeah. So how I described my number one is Cam's suicide leading to Maya's suicide attempt and recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Cam's arc followed by Maya's arc, which is like, two whole entire characters, but I think it counts.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, of course we have the same thing. How would we not have? How would we? At this point, we know each other. Yeah. So I don't even know how to like add on to that. It was just like so sad, of course. One of the sadder for me, like I think JT's is still like that makes me cry every single time. So does Cam's, but they're like for different reasons, you know? So it's tough. Nobody else, like even Adam, like Adam was so random that I like couldn't feel sad about it. I don't know. Did you feel like the same?
Well, I cried at all of these deaths. But Adam's the problem is, I mean, JT's death isn't written very well either, but Adam's, I feel especially isn't written very well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there's that. And also, I think the way that the episodes play out with Adam's death is the episode ends with Adam getting into a car crash. Then the next episode is basically just waiting for him to go through surgery. So you kind of have a whole episode to process like what's going on with Adam so that when he dies at the end of that second episode, it's like, okay, you kind of had like 20 minutes or so to kind of process it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
So I feel like that in particular is why, along with how poorly written it kind of was, is kind of why Adams doesn't hit as hard.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but just like all around with Cam, like I know you had mentioned it when we talked about it, that he was written like for this to happen. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like his character. Like we kind of talked about with like Fiona, like we don't know if she was written to eventually be a lesbian on the show. Like it kind of just either like happened or they thought about it, but like Cam was specifically for it. Hi, Caleb. He's in the chat. Oh,
Caleb
Degrassi King and Queen. Stop it. I'm so gonna say that from now on. Sorry, I'm looking at Erin. Erin said Adams felt like it had no build up. I feel like every character death had like an arc. Yeah. Adam's death was really just shocking and stuff. That's the thing. It's like it was like weird to feel emotional about it because it just like didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like JT's like didn't make sense as much either, but
yeah, but at least with JT's death, you still had a couple episodes that you were like, oh, there's a feud with Lakehurst. So at least you knew that there was like drama that was like surrounding JT and like Degrassi versus Lakehurst.
Mm-hmm.
So there was at least a little buildup. With Adam, it's just like Adam is being an awful boyfriend. And then he misses Becky after breaking up with her and then hits a tree.
Yep. Yeah. That was just like, and that's the thing too, is I think it was hard because the character didn't leave off on like a great note either. So it was like, what were you doing? Like it was kind of out of character for that whole thing with Becky to like happen. And
right,
then,
exactly.
So it was just strange. And
yeah.
the texting and driving, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, come on. We already did it with like we had Dave have that scenario, like, or not really, but whatever. There's like kind of they were like trying to do it with Dave, but then like it didn't happen.
Yeah. Because like also going back to the trans representation thing, like you're going to kill your only trans character when he's so important to so many people.
Yeah.
Like it's Adam was a bigger character than himself.
Yeah.
So to kill him off was just really shitty. And like like I get it. The actress wanted off the show. You can't really do anything about that. But you can't like they could have not killed him at least, you know.
Yeah,
they could have
like
just sent him off to boarding school or something.
I know. Have him graduate early. Like have him, I don't know, move. Like there's just you don't need to kill a character every time they need to leave the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Not that they do it that often, but like he especially didn't need to be killed on the show.
Yeah, because I think this is a common opinion, and I think I've said this before, that if Adam's actor wasn't going to leave, they were going to use Dave for the texting and driving death.
Mm-hmm.
But since Adam is the more important character overall, and he was going to leave the show anyway, they decided to give him the more important plot.
I guess. But then they just like ghosted Dave then.
Yeah, then they just send Dave to the black hole.
Davey, all right, whatever. So, oh my God, yeah, Seth said feels like a kill your gays moment. Not exactly the trope, but something like that.
Yeah.
Just stop talking about him and we will naturally forget.
I could never forget Adam.
No, I think just like forget how he died, probably. Because like honestly, my first thought, like when I talk about Adam, is like not that he's dead. Like I never, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot they killed him off.
Right. Because even the aftermath of his death doesn't have super big of an effect on anybody. Like Drew deals with it for a little bit of amount of time, same with Becky, but it's not like a long-term thing.
No, and I think that's what's also different is like after JT dies, Liberty goes through it, like Toby goes through it. Like characters go through the fact that he died, and like he comes up once in a while, like when Emma and them graduate and they have like the JTs like there or whatever picture. Maya with Cam, like it continues. Eli has the impact, but then it's just like Adam's like bye.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares. It's like, oh, that's rough.
Yeah, like they reference it like throughout the rest of like Drew and Becky's time on the show, but it's like it's not like a continuous thing that they're dealing with, like especially for Drew. He does so much in season 13 and almost none of it is related to Adam.
I know, you'd think that he wasn't even his freaking brother.
Yeah, because also like I think about this a lot about how Claire and Adam were best friends. Like what would Adam feel about the fact that Claire and Drew were a thing and Drew might have been Claire's baby daddy? What would Adam have done? I don't want to think about it.
I don't want to think about it either. They were like, that's why they were like, gotta go. Because we gotta give Claire and Drew this dramatic plot. Oh, and like Drew and Becky. Drew, why do they keep Drew? He just is like a hot mess that whole time. Sorry, I'm looking at what Caleb said. You know what else didn't have any effect on anything when Marco and Ellie hooked up that one time?
Oh, yeah, I need to rewatch those episodes to kind of make more sense of it. But yeah, it was definitely weird. Like
Well, it was
what?
I felt like it was stranger to me when I was younger because I was like, wait a second, I thought Marco was gay. I'm like, what
Yeah.
does this mean? How can you just kiss people you don't like? I was like, what?
Like, yeah, because I think that's also the last episode with like both Marco and Ellie, besides Degrassi Goes Hollywood.
Hmm.
So it's really like the note that we're left on is like Marco and Ellie just made out, and now they're gonna like I think they move out of like their apartment.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things where it's like they've been friends for so long and like they've never been apart. So like they like don't know what to do with it. No, because Jasper, like I love you, but I don't think that would ever happen with us. I don't know if we would ever get to that. So it's interesting. Oh, it was Olive. Okay, they're working out in the chat.
Wait, what? Let me
They're
see.
working some things out in the chat with when Marco and Ellie.
Oh no, so Marco and Ellie dated in season 2 and the beginning of season 3 because they agreed that Ellie would be Marco's beard. But then in season 7, when they're in college and living together, they like are super codependent for each other's companionship, so they end up making out.
Yep, as apparently people do. I don't know. We did have a question somewhere. It said, "What's your opinion on Emma's involvement in the episodes after JT's death? Do you think Emma was warranted in being mad with Manny and also Lakehurst?" Was Emma mad with Manny about JT's death? Or was
I
she mad
think
that like Manny didn't care as much? Was that what it was?
yeah, I haven't seen these episodes in a minute, but I think what the situation is that Emma's like war with Lakehurst and Manny's like, but only one person killed JT. Why are you mad at the whole school? So then
Yes.
Emma got mad at Manny for kind of being against her.
Right. Okay. I mean, like, I'm not shocked that that was Emma's character take. Like, you saw how she was with Rick and how she just like immediately was like, Rick, I'm gonna bully the shit out of you because you put a girl who I don't know into a coma, but then like became his friend kind of. It was like a whole weird, but Emma's like that. Emma's very quick to be like, I need to get everybody against whatever I am feeling in that moment. I honestly don't know how the school even rationalized keeping like the Lakers kids. I guess at that point they needed to. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. But I don't know. I think if I was in that scenario, like I would also be upset at the other school because I would be in high school and that's just like how it would go.
Yeah. I feel like for Emma, it was like her crusade of the season. Like every season she has some cause that she has.
Yep.
And that season it was being mad at Lakehurst. Um and so like she was justified in being upset, of course, but like she didn't need to have a whole cause to say like these Lakehurst kids do not belong here. They killed JT when that is not what happened. Like, come on, Emma, you were smarter than this. Because like
Yeah.
she also like not that her and JT weren't friends, but like they were never super close.
No. I mean, like,
So
okay, maybe in the first few seasons, but then it very quickly they separate.
yeah. Like they
Because
were they
even
were
in,
close middle school friends, but like by the time that JT dies, they're seniors. So they haven't been close for like a couple years at that point.
are they really seniors?
Yeah, that happens senior year for them.
Wait, so they graduate at the same season that JT dies?
No. That was when they started doing like 2 seasons per school year.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, no way. Because Emma like looks significantly older when she graduates than when JT dies, I feel like.
Yeah, because season 6 was when JT died, and then season 7 was graduation. But season 6 and 7 is one school year.
Okay. Caleb thinks that Emma didn't know how to grieve. Was this Emma's first death?
I think so.
Well, no, because she did watch Rick die.
Oh right. Oh right. We're gonna talk about that.
So like Emma does not know how to grieve. I honestly think that that is the thing. Like Emma is very quick to be like, I need to start some sort of like crusade in order to like move on. When she's younger, she kind of like slips into like the party phase or whatever. But yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more. Sorry, I'm still reading what's going on in the chat. Technically, it was when Manny moved back home with her parents, not listening to Emma, trying to explain her feelings about JT. Oh, because Manny like didn't really want to talk about JT's death anymore either. I remember that. Yeah, Manny was kind of like, it happened, let's move on. And Emma was like, no, which I'm not surprised that that's how that like worked out because I think Emma is she's like similar to Ashley in the way of like she wants to sit on something that kind of makes her a victim, even if it's like not what, yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but in the sense of it being her first death, I guess it's the first death of someone who she was close to or friends with.
Yeah. And like, again, I get it. I get being mad at the other, you know, school or whatever. Like when Rick came back again, she was like, why is Rick here? Like, let's get him suspended. Like, yeah. But yeah, we're gonna have to rewatch it because honestly, I don't remember too much about it.
Yeah, I just remember that it was Emma not staying in her lane because she never stays in her lane.
Yep, no, she does not. Good point. All right, let's see what else. Who was the Lakehurst student president? Oh, Damien,
Yeah,
right?
wasn't it Damien?
Yeah,
Because
Damien gets around.
what's that?
Damien gets around.
Oh yeah, but I was gonna say I don't. They didn't compete for president, but they did compete. Or Liberty and Damien competed for valedictorian.
They should just done two, right? Like if you're gonna do competing schools, you might as well just have two at the time, and then when they like blend into one, you would have had to compete, Jasper.
Yeah, I was valedictorian pieces.
Yeah, we got smartest man I know right here.
I doubt that.
Jasper, give yourself more credit. Oh, speaking of Lakers, I was talking about this. I feel like we might have mentioned it in another podcast, but Eric brought this up to me about the fact that
Holly J and Heather.
Yeah, what is the deal with that? How does Holly J go to Lakehurst, but Heather Sinclair has been mentioned like this whole time?
Yeah, I've read posts about that on the Reddit before, and apparently it's not that uncommon.
Are they like? But they have the same last name, so I'm assuming they're not like half siblings or anything.
Yeah. So like they're well, Holly J's adopted, but like they're full siblings.
Oh, right.
By the parents. But like it could have been like they moved to a different house, for instance, but they didn't want to have Heather change schools like in her final year of high school or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of kept Heather there, Heather at Degrassi, while Holly J, being younger, just went to the new school.
Okay. Also, Caleb, keep it clean in the chat, please. I would appreciate it.
Or it could also be like, you know how like some schools, when you're in middle school, it kind of splits off to two high schools.
Yes.
So maybe it was also something like that, where like there was a choice between the high school you could go to.
Okay. I just kind of wish that they like acknowledged that because it was kind of strange. But again, like I never gave it a second thought until Eric was like, "Hey, by the way," and I was like, "Oh, I'm done." Yeah, sorry, I'm reading about the major crusades where thanks, Gil. Yeah, where Sean and Purple Dragon. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, like a mini crusade was probably her just kind of being mad about the JT death thing, but yeah, she didn't really like do too much to get. Obviously, you can't really like unmerge a school, so like, what are you gonna do? I just can't believe that they like casually just let Johnny like come back, but
he didn't do anything. He was just there.
I don't know. It's like it's like a weird scenario because then you're the kid who like watched your friend stab a kid. So welcome back. I don't know. I
Well,
guess
yeah, I really wish they did more with Johnny's character with that, but they didn't.
no, Johnny's character was just like a Jay wannabe. I don't know.
No, that's actually, I've never thought about that, but that's kind of true.
But they
Because,
didn't do anything with him,
yeah, they
really.
just had him date Allie.
Poor Allie. She deserved better.
Allie
Wow.
always deserves better.
Yeah. Also shout out to like the 9 people, which I guess it'd really be 7 people, right? Because we're both have our lives open. Um,
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us for like over an hour. You guys rock.
Yeah, this is our first time. This is so exciting.
I know. This is like what we normally do anyway. So
Yeah.
we're just doing it on YouTube right now.
Yeah, because after we did like that 4 hour podcast episode, I was like, wouldn't it be fun if we like did this and actually had other people give in their takes?
Yeah, I like this a lot. I think that this could definitely be like a thing that we do every few weeks. I would totally be down.
Yes. Maybe we
Uh,
could like play some games,
Degrassi games?
something like that. I don't know.
Me either. Um, Anybody have anything that you want us to like talk about? Because I like the questions too. That was pretty cool. I don't I don't know.
Yeah. Also, doing this for the first time is interesting because like we're kind of delayed. Because like I noticed this when we were running our tests that like the stream is delayed by like 20 or 30 seconds. So like we say something, then we move on to another topic, and then you guys hear it. And then also you need to take time to type into the chat. So like by the time we've like moved on to a different topic, and it's like, oh, we gotta bounce back.
Yes. Yeah, we're trying. Okay, where are the Ashley Kerwin stands at? Not here.
Well, I'm not an Ashley Kerwin stan, but I am an Ashley Kerwin defender.
He sure is. I guess okay, I will say like I didn't love the like beginning seasons of Ashley, but now season 4, as I like said in our pod, like we just dropped the last episode this past week. I don't hate her in this season, but they also don't give her point of view. So there really is like no way I can really hate her that much.
Yeah. Well, I liked her at least in season 1.
Yeah. Well,
Season two, she gets kind of pretentious, but
well, Erin Rose is with me, so thanks, Erin. Is she your friend too?
no, I don't know, Erin.
Oh,
Nice to
nice.
meet you.
Not Rachel said she's fine. Yeah, okay. I mean, like, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Well, well, I just don't think she's as awful as people make her out to be. And that's really it for me. Like she doesn't really do much for me one way or the other after season 1. Like she's just a moody teenage girl, and like weren't we all?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and especially like she's a poor, moody teenage girl that gets caught up with Craig.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's.
Craig ruins people's lives. He's a life ruiner.
Oh, also, the reason I asked if you knew Erin was because she said, "Hi, Caleb," but then she wrote and said that she found us on Twitter, but realized that she knows Caleb.
Wow, small
This
world.
Degrassi world is so small. Sorry, let me read up because I think someone said anything. Do you guys need help with the Time Stand Still podcast episodes? I can volunteer my time. Oh, that's so nice. Wait, do they Cutter Historical, do you have a Twitter?
Yeah. We have to discuss it more because I think what we tend to do is like we have special guests for like our unofficial episodes that we call Degrassi shorts.
Mm-hmm.
But then for like our main episodes with like that would be Time Stand Still, we kind of just do it with us too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was thinking like if they wanted to do like a short and we could and like if you wanted to talk more about it or like something about the characters, like yeah, but our main episodes are gonna be I think we talked about it, we're gonna like split the before the shooting and after the shooting. Because that's what it is, right? The time stand still.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah, I'm excited, but we're gonna have to get through Paige and Marco and like all them first before we even like get to the other ones.
Yes.
Craig Manning ruins lives. I'm gonna get that tattooed on me.
Me too.
Who was the most fashionable in Degrassi? Fiona.
I mean, Paige's hottie shirt is also up there.
Okay, fair, fair. I'm gonna just follow Cutter on Twitter so we can find them later.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, Fiona had lots of fashion. Hmm, who else? I guess Marco. Marco was kind of fashionable.
Marco.
Not okay. I will say we're watching season 4 right now, and Marco's hair is a whole journey.
Yeah, Marco's fashionable in the sense of I think he was fashionable for the time.
Oh yeah. Like Marco had dreads at one point.
Yeah, see that's okay. I agree with Caleb. Caleb just said Paige is iconic, but IDK about more fashionable. I don't know. I really think Fiona. Oh, Imogen wasn't fashionable, but she was very like creative in her own style, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why her and Fiona made sense.
Yes.
What is this? Did you ever watch Radio Free Roscoe? What is that?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Sorry. I'm still trying to think of more fashionable characters. Eli. Come on, he was pretty fashionable for like for himself.
Yeah. Oh, similar to Ellie during her like whole goth phase. She was so cool.
She was like, oh, I was so jealous. I'm like, wow, I wish I could like dress like her. I could send you guys video links to yeah, send us links. We do it. We love to hear other people's thoughts on Degrassi things.
And yes, hair and wardrobe did do Marco way too dirty.
I don't know what they were trying to, because like the thing is, it's not like they were like overdoing it because they were like he is the character who is gay, so we have to like no, because like Dylan they didn't make Dylan go through anything like that, like for Marco.
Or Riley afterwards even.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think I'm gonna stand with like most fashionable Fiona 100%. Oh, blonde hair Manny.
That is least fashionable.
Wait, but Manny was fashionable. Manny's fashion thong was it. Again,
yes.
Might be her for Halloween if I can at some point. Because like maybe if I don't have a job, I'll do it. Darcy's green bag was iconic. Is it bad that I can like picture it in my mind?
Yeah. Oh my god. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she had the green bag when she showed the snake drawing with the boobs.
Darcy. Oh, good call. Yeah, okay. Those are some fashionable characters. That was a good one. Marco legit wasn't fashionable. This is Caleb. He had no aesthetic whatsoever in the early seasons. They just threw what they thought would make him look gayer. Oh no. Jasper, thoughts?
Well, I can agree to an extent, but also Marco was not very stereotypical at all.
No, I don't know. I feel like okay, do you remember that episode where he had those like flare jeans on?
No.
Oh my god, I'll have to find them. They were like boot cut to the extreme. Like it was a lot.
Was this the first episode of season 4 where he decorates Craig's locker?
Yes.
I do remember that. Like the jeans were like so massive around his ankles.
Yes, yeah. I think that was I don't know what they were trying to do. Oh, and then Claire had it 10 out. Wait, did Claire have the bag too?
I don't remember.
Ooh, Tara. If that's what you meant. I don't even remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. I love that Tara is on this because she said that she is putting this live like on her TV. So we're on her TV right now.
Wow, we're famous.
Thanks, Tara.
Is Tara your friend?
Yeah.
Love that.
um,
Yeah, in terms of Marco, I don't know too much about 2000s fashion. So I don't know if they were like stereotyping him with his fashion clothes. But at least in terms of his personality, he wasn't that stereotypical.
mhm. Oh yeah. Yep, when she takes Darcy's clothes. Correct. Thank you. You guys are good. I love this. The Edwards girls made some fashion choices.
Well, I mean, as great as Darcy's season 7 arc was, what about that spray tan?
I had no idea what ethnicity Darcy was for a little bit. I was like, what is going on with this girl? Because I don't know. I don't know. They did her dirty with that too. I don't know if they were like, you're a little white, go get a spray tan. And it was like, ooh.
She was the original Africana Grande.
Yikes. I've not heard that term before, but I will be
You
using it.
haven't?
No,
So
that's
like so like people sometimes jokingly call Ariana Grande Africana Grande because of her spray tan. It gives her much darker skin than she really has.
that is unreal. Sorry. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, that was fun. Give us some more. We can do bad hair days, like Manny and the bangs that like stopped here.
Oh
Bad.
no. No, I was thinking about this with season 4. Emma's season 4 bangs are so good.
Yes. Yeah, they are good. Like, and that's the thing. Bangs never make it someone look better, but she does look good with bangs. That's my opinion. Sorry if you have bangs, but I'm sure you pull them off. I didn't. That's why I'm jealous. Remember when I had bangs? Yikes.
Well, I mean, Emma's bangs era is when she got a social disease. So how good did they really do her?
True. Oh my God, we have Matt and Amanda, couple of the year. Is Sav fashionable or is he just handsome? That's a good question. Both. That's what I say.
Would you call Sav fashionable though? Most of his time on the show is the uniform era, or at least his last stint on the show.
I think he goes hard for dances though. Like remember when he dressed up full on like Elvis? Or yeah,
Right.
yeah. Mia and her modeling thing was an attempt at fashion. I feel like it wasn't like her thing though. Like she wasn't super fashionable. Like she was just very pretty. She's the one where I'm like, I think she was just pretty. I'll say that.
No, but also Sav and Ginny and Georgia.
Fine.
Okay, I will say he is very attractive in Ginny and Georgia, but his beard is a bit too big for my preferences.
Okay.
So you'll have to give me your opinions when you watch. But I'm like, okay, he could like trim the beard a teeny bit,
Mhm.
just because it kind of envelops his face a bit too much.
Okay. I love that. I love Sav. So yeah, consensus, Sav, both fashionable and handsome. Mia, just pretty.
Oh, Nina Dobrev.
She's, let's see. Yo, he looks gorgeous in Ginny and Georgia minus the beard.
Yeah,
They're about to hear about
I'm
it.
glad I'm glad you agree.
I love that there's like a little the delay is getting me because they're like, it's like slowly coming in. Oh man. What else? What else we got?
Well, that just gave me a thought with Nina Dobrev. How do you feel about the fact that Drake, Darcy, and Nina Dobrev are pretty much the only people to break out from Degrassi?
Wait, what is Darcy doing?
Darcy was on 90210 in like
Oh, I
the
didn't watch
late
them.
2000s, early 2010s.
Oh, I guess they are the only people. Well, no, because now they're kind of like Sav is. I feel like Sav's done other things.
He for sure has, but he hasn't like I was comparing follower counts the other day actually.
Oh, okay. What'd you find?
Follower numbers rather. Um And like Nina Dobrev has like millions and millions of followers. Drake, of course, has millions and millions of followers. Shanae Grimes, who was Darcy, um, doesn't have millions of followers, but I think she was like the third in the ranking of those three. And now that Frankie is on Ginny and Georgia, I think she's number 4.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I don't think Sav has kind of had a huge follower bump.
Is like Frankie more tolerable in Ginny and Georgia? I didn't really like her that much in Degrassi.
I really like her. I'd say she's probably my favorite character on the show.
Okay, that's good. Sorry, I just read the chat and they said the actress who had played Frankie now has more followers than Darcy.
Ooh, good for her.
Wow, moving up. And then Cutter Historical wants to know what's our opinion on Sav and Anya's relationship.
That's a whole can of worms.
I think it was a good starter relationship, but it was annoying because the whole point of them breaking up doesn't stick later on. Like if it was a followed through plot of Sav can't date anyone who is outside of his religion and like they stuck with it, it would have made more sense, but they kind of made it seem like that was how Sav's life was going to go and then like it just didn't stay consistent after that.
You mean when he started dating Holly J and it wasn't a problem?
Yeah. Yes.
But they that kind of made sense because the whole Bendari family went through that whole like we are so bad that we made our daughter run away, so we need to change.
Yeah, I guess. I just also feel like Sav dating Holly J and Sav having dated Anya, like they just seem like two different worlds of Degrassi when I like look at them because Anya and Holly J, like Holly J when Anya was dating Sav was a horrible person. But then when Holly J dates Sav, is this making sense?
Yeah.
Then she was like a better person. So like I don't know. It just seems like there's two different worlds that like went on during
So you mean
that.
like 2 different Holly J's?
Two different Holly J's and two different Savs. Like I don't think they're the same Sav.
I could see the same Sav.
I feel like
Because
he was super like what's the word? He kind of just like did whatever he was told. And then he later on like doesn't do that anymore.
what do you mean? Because like the whole reason that Sav's parents find out about Sav and Holly J is because Sav introduces Holly J to his parents, and then Sav introduces her as his friend, and then Holly J is like, "Oh, friend? Is that what you said? Don't you mean girlfriend?" So like Sav is still kind of like afraid of his parents at that point.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like, I didn't like Sav and Anya that much. Like, they weren't like something. I mean, they were cute at the time. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
I definitely like the beginning of their relationship with the sticker book. I thought that was so cute.
They were a relationship I thought that would last a lot longer than it did.
I mean, it lasted for a while. They just were on and off for so long.
Yeah, I guess like I thought it would be similar to like Claire and Eli, but it wasn't. Which I guess like how could you lock Sav down? Like you can't.
Well, I mean, then he gets with Miss O, which is a whole
Okay. Well, yeah, that is true. Yikes. So overall, Sav and Anya don't really like rank on my couples list. I don't put them anywhere on there.
Yeah, like they're definitely very toxic, so they're probably on the lower end for me. But I still like them and like how they kind of influenced each other when they were dating.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like they definitely should not have ended up together.
No, I guess not. No. Especially since Anya turned into a completely different person too. They all just changed from like when they first came in to like when they left, which is a good thing.
And that's what happens with every character, really.
I know, but I'm just thinking about how like little they were.
Yeah.
When Sav and Anya were dating, they were so tiny. They were just little babies.
The glow up is real.
All right. Anything else? What else we got?
Um, what were we talking about before this? I forget.
Fashion, Marco. I don't know. Anybody else got anything that they want to send us in the chat? We'll see. We got 6 people out there.
Hello.
Do we want to start wrapping it up? I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be down to kind of wrap up in a couple minutes. I do need to have dinner at some point.
Oh yeah, Jasper's like 3 hours behind, so um okay, so we'll start wrapping up. But yeah, if you guys want to like, I don't know, send us ideas on Twitter, totally feel free to do that. Like we're always looking for ideas for like mini episodes. We might do a stream again at some point because that was fun. I
Now,
liked
this
that.
is really fun.
Yeah, I like just like chatting with other people, even though it's just like a few of us, but it's still like a good community.
Yes.
And I think it
All
went well.
roads, all roads lead to Degrassi.
I know the fact that like Aaron and Caleb like know each other for like what are the odds of that?
Yes.
So nuts. I don't know. It's so crazy. Yeah, I think it's kind of dead out there, it looks like.
Yeah,
I
but
appreciate that.
yeah, this is really fun. So if you're still watching, give us a follow on Twitter, or we just got an Instagram today too.
Yeah, I was bored. So I was like, let's just like make an Instagram. I don't know. We'll probably just post like when we post episodes. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Whatever I'm feeling in the moment.
Whatever it takes.
Yes, like our little face masks. Oh my gosh, Jasper's ready to go. Look at that.
Oh, I don't think I showed. I'm wearing my Degrassi shirt.
There it is, Degrassi drama. Next time you have to show it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. All right.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. We'll do this again soon. This is really fun. But yeah, so see you soon. I will stop the live stream.